Hey guys, Duestrex here, and this is my semi-quick informational video on just myself and kind of what I'm about and what I like. This is Shogun 2 gameplay, pre-recorded, just a match from maybe a year ago or so, back when I was really obsessed with Shogun 2. I love all the Total War games, by the way. I just haven't ever recorded them because I wanted to get better, and then nothing was working, so I kind of forgot about the whole process here. But this is my army. If you guys actually care real quick, I got some Bokachi, some more Bokachi, um, and some Katana units, and then my general unit. And my enemy here has just a butt ton of units. He has Bo Ashigaru, tons and tons of Bo Ashigaru, Yari Ashigaru. I'm pretty outnumbered here. I'm a higher level, so I couldn't afford as much because my general was pretty expensive. But enough about the game. I'm just gonna be floating over the battle here, so you guys have something to watch while I talk. So, starting simply, my actual name is Nico, and I'm 16 years old. I've wanted to do YouTube for a couple of years now, but I never had the money or equipment to start it, or the time really, because I used to dance, and I do track indoor and out, so I never really had the time to do this. So I told you a little bit about me there. What made me want to do YouTube was just I watch an ungodly amount of YouTubers. I'm subscribed to over 100, maybe 150 people on YouTube who are mostly gamers, and it just always amazed me how many people would watch them and how good it made me feel to watch their videos and just enjoy them and learn about games and get content that was good. And I've always loved entertaining people, making people laugh, making people happy. So it was something I wanted to try out as soon as I got the money. Um, I never saw it becoming a big career because after college, for me, I wanted to do engineering in college. After college, I want to join the military and become a Marine. And well, I really can't, juggle YouTube and the Marines. It's not a possible thing. So, I have to focus on one. So, college is maybe gonna be a little bit of YouTube, and after that, I don't really know what's gonna happen, but we'll have to wait and see how. The cookie crumbles, how everything falls into place, and hope that YouTube fits somewhere in my life because it is something that I've really enjoyed, even though I've barely been able to do it. Finally got everything working, and I'm pretty happy. So, just jumping back to the video real quick, he has a stupid cavalry here waiting to flank me. He doesn't really move much, actually. Fast forward real quick. There's not a lot of movement. I let him. I'm not going to charge him because there's that big trench there, and I'll get absolutely wrecked trying to run up to him. So I'm right out of his bow range, and I'm outnumbered. I can't just hit him, except with these guys. So I do have Yariki. I always bring cavalry. I forgot that I had this unit actually. These units are just to rip apart. Here, let me just put it back in a normal speeder. These units were literally just to rip apart as many of his archers as humanly possible before he could move them up. I knew they were gonna die. I knew they were gonna be out of there. But a mix of friendly fire and repeated hammer and anvil charges were just to wipe out those bows, so I would have a chance to do something with my army. And as you can see here, I moved up my army a little bit while I was disrupting all of his stuff. So he's a little and he brought back his cavalry, obviously, to take care of those units. So now he's a little bit disrupted. He's lost a few units here and there. It probably wasn't worth a full cav unit, but allowed me to move up and get a good position on him. But now I'm forced to move up because he's going to keep the defense position. He knows I'm outnumbered, and there's not much I can do. Switching back to me again. So, I told you what I want to do with my life. Let's go over games. I've been playing games for a very long time. My first non-handheld console was a GameCube. My first game was actually the Rugrats game, which was surprisingly hard for a child game. I just remember it being I remember Papayas and oh my lord, I just remember it being horrible. I mean, it was a great game, but it was way too hard for my age. From there, I played Xbox with my older brother, who's actually out of college right now. He's like 20 something years old. I played a lot of Xbox, a lot of Halo with him. He's really why I play so many games. I look up to him a lot, actually. He's an amazing person. But let's not get into family. Um, but I've always loved games. I spent so much time looking up games. I used to use IGN all the time to look at game ratings and what games were good, what games were bad. But I gave up on IGN because they started giving bullshit. I was a big Battlefield 3 fan and Bad Company 2 fan, and then when they rated it the same as COD, I couldn't really believe that they would pull something like that. I mean, I did play COD for a long time, but I knew it didn't match up graphics wise, gameplay wise. It wasn't the same thing, and I felt like the rating wasn't proper, so I kind of gave up on IGN that day and started kind of doing my own research, watching my own gameplay, and seeing what I could pull from there and kind of rating games on my own. And from then, the last horrible game purchase that I made was probably Prototype 2, which I bought the special edition for because I love Prototype, but it was a big regret. And switching back to the game here, so I moved up with both of these katana units are my veteran units. There's the Harigari unit and the Slasher unit. They're both they're well armored, they're powerful, they have good morale. They're made literally to rip armies apart and nothing more. So I charged them up straight into his bow Shigaru, and he's going to try to hit me. He would have gotten a great cap charge here, but I had time to turn my men around. And honestly, that is his, oh yeah, forgot, that's also his general, who's just going to get ripped apart, and he's going to have to run him out, which is just going to lose him more men. He completely wiped out my bows. So from here on, it's just I think it's just my 2 katana units, and my general's also gone. So, my slash unit shatters, and all that's left is this, which is the better veteran unit, the Harikari unit, and they're close to breaking. They're in and out of breaking, they're tired, they're getting destroyed, arrows hitting them, where's the chance? But they're a very, very strong unit. You have to understand that. I've spent a lot of... I mean, you can see the upgrades here. Clearly, they're not, like, OP, but they're pretty upgraded. They were, like, one of my most focused units. So I wanted to put a lot of work into them and make them as good as humanly possible. Switching back to me again. So, as I was saying, I've played games for a really long time. I love looking up games and, what's good and bad. And I've always wanted to commentate just because... again, I love to entertain, and I love games, so, why not do both on one of my favorite sites in the world, which is YouTube, where I just get tons and tons of content, and it fills up my day sometimes, which is something you shouldn't always be, I mean, I'm not always proud of, but it's something I enjoy, so why not, So, currently it is summer, so I'm not doing much right now. I do, military-themed workouts with friends, like marches, and we're gonna start doing lifting and stuff. And I bike 6 miles every day, and I try to do as much exercise as I can, kind of keep fit, so it's not just games and sitting all day and eating. Speaking of eating, I absolutely love cooking. It's like that's a good call. It's like one of my favorite things to do, actually. I love cooking. I spend way too much time cooking and eating food. But, I try to balance it with working out, so I do the best I can. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot about me that you're going to end up learning through just watching the videos. I can't really word for word throw out everything about me and everything I enjoy and all my passions and dislikes and all that. You pretty much will learn what I'm like through the videos I do. Look at this carnage and not much else. It's hard to just dump your personality out when you're recording a gameplay video, but you do the best you can, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. As you can see here, my Harikari unit, 63 left. They don't have a general anymore. None of these bows have good morale, so I'm just starting to rip them apart, and they all break with a final victory for me. So that was just a quick video explaining what I'm like and what my interests and stuff like that. Hope you enjoyed watching. I'll see you guys next time. I'll have tons more content out. Sorry I've been gone. It's good to be back. See you guys next time.